Welcome back to day number 19 of 30 days of Starcraft. That's right, it is day number 19. Only 11 more days till we're done, and you know what? I'm also already feeling a little bit more energized about Starcraft right now. In the beginning, it was all rusty and crap, and I'm getting to the point where I'm a little bit beyond noobish and a little bit more noob rather than when it comes to commentary on StarCraft. Regardless, though, today we got a player where we had it again yesterday, which is TLO, who will be coming out as Terran, versus Tarson coming out as Terran as well. We got a Terran mirror match going up here. We had a similar game, I believe, on day number 16. I could be wrong. Could be one of those games that I decided not to record in the end on the basis that they were boring, because I've had a bunch of those as well, but we'll have to see. They're playing on Incineration, and now I remember where last time I saw Incineration. Last time on Incineration, we had a battle going on here on the on this plateau here with these destroyable rocks. With, I believe there were there was Zerg versus Protoss, I believe, that tried to raid through these destructible rocks, which was roaches, I believe, which was fairly interesting, but it did happen regardless. Supply depot from Tarson already coming up. We'll have some nice overview straight towards his initial, towards the initial expansion, which is, I believe, his natural as well. Yes, that is his natural, and he will be able to do that. TLO going for a completely other setup with the supply depot all the way in the back of the base, and he will be able to place his buildings there. So let's see, take a look here. TLO, it's interesting to note that he is always the random player. He will always play as random, which makes him a very, very interesting person to play against, but also to cast, because you never really know what the hell he's going to pull out this time. As a barracks being pumped out for Tarson, as TLO decided to go for a refinery first, so we'll have to see what he's going to try to do with that. Something with, that uses up additional minerals early on, potentially something like medevacs or something along those lines. He has been trying a lot of things like Thor drops recently in my cast, so it could potentially be something along those lines. We will have to see. If he goes for a factory, then we'll know what time it is. As on the other side, TLO is already scouting out. He's got his SCV going around the base, and he knows what he's up against. Then again, he probably already knew that early in the game, so that's not really an issue. Tarson is just scouting out, see what he can find. By the tower, we'll be able to see more than enough around the map. As let's take a look at what everybody's up to. Orbital Command actually coming out now for Tarson. As TLO has actually decided to build a factory. Now Tarson will, I think, be able to see what is going on in the base. Yes, he does know about the factory, and he does know about the command center that the TLO is building himself now as well. As the barracks are starting to churn out Marines. So we'll have to see whether or not the barracks are actually going to build anything along the line of being interesting. On the other side of the map, though, factory from Tarson now as well, and starting up his second gas. And TLO hasn't gone for a second gas yet, so it's just a question of time now to see what he's going to do with that. Now he's had his factory up, and he is going for Hellions. That's interesting. A single Hellion being queued up, and where is he going with that? He's going towards the natural expansion. As the barracks are gonna drop the tech lab. This factory will float over to go right in towards the tech lab, and he will be able to, build siege tanks and Thors. There comes the Hellion, and he is going to go out and do some harassment, and he's versus a couple of Marines, so, no, that's his own Marines, my apologies. But he will be able, there we go, siege tanks being built up, and we got a starport from TLO. We have a starport being built by TLO. That's interesting right there. Is he going to build himself a tech lab around that factory right now? If he does that, then we know what time it is, and then he'll probably be dropping those Thors in there. If not, Banshees can also always be built, so we'll have to see. Meanwhile, though, these Helions are going after these SCVs. Not having much luck, because there is a siege tank already out with that tech lab deployed already. As they're trying hard, but yeah, these SCVs are a little bit too much, and we do have these Marines still, and they're low. They're not gonna survive very long. The siege tank is still too strong for to do anything. As we have got ourselves on starport now as well from Tarson. TLO is way ahead when it comes to the starport building, and And he is building Banshees. So, yeah, he's going to go for air harass. So, Tarson will have to scout out and find out whether or not, well, that TLO is an counter with those Vikings quickly. Or, of course, Marines. But we'll have to see. And the reactor being built up on the barracks. As the starport will most likely float around there. Actually, we have a bunker with a Marine in it, defending versus siege tank. And we don't have... Tarson does not have the siege tank upgrade. And every single time I see this, every single time I say the same thing, get your damn siege tank upgrade. They make them so much more powerful. They'll be able to crash through this line. I know it costs about 150 minerals, 100 gas, something like that. But you'll get through the lines and you will not get ganked by this Banshee that comes out right now. Which, in all honesty, is a shame. As that siege tank is going to go down. Banshee is up. Now it's just a question whether or not the Tarson can turn out those Vikings in time. And he does have himself a reactor. And he will be able to build... Yeah, not that much, actually, because it doesn't really add all that much. We needed a tech lab for that. Not quite sure why he added the reactor to his starport. Oh, okay, so he can build two. Right, fair enough. Yeah, that's cool. That's cool and all. And so, meanwhile, the Vikings of TLO are approaching. Not that they... Are they going to sit in the ground? They can... yeah, they will. They are deploying. Mecha Tengu, go! If you don't get the reference from that, then I applaud you. As, yeah, Vikings and Mecha Tengus are like two peas in a pod. Once again, if you don't know what I'm talking about, that's probably for the best. That you do, that you don't really. And these siege tanks are still going around. Now we have these Vikings on the ground harassing these SCVs. Can they actually? These other Vikings are coming to the ground now as well. One Viking does go down, trying to get after the siege tank. They're not going to get there in time because, oh, nice micro with those SCVs. Just blocking them off, but it's a good play because the Vikings of Tarson are down and TLO will be able to, well, do something, just counter. Both sides are now building an additional command center, and they are both looking to get to their expansion. The real question is right now, which one are they going for? Could they be going for the high yield, trying to get some defense on that line? Could be a possibility. TLO's Vikings are going to go down unless he goes to air deploy mode, which he does not do. This Viking is still... Ooh, yeah, we have two Vikings on the ground now. And a Marine to back off. Ooh, yeah, that Viking's going to die. And here comes Tarson with his siege tank to back up. Once again, not that siege mode. What are you doing, Tarson? Seriously, siege mode is like... is like the queen of the proverbial Starcraft chessboard. You want to have one of them. Regardless, though, this Banshee is not doing too well for Tarson's fleet. As his SFE is going to go down, and he's not, as TLO is not chasing after the siege tank, but yeah, that's probably, that didn't help much anyway. As the orbital command is airborne! Woohoo! This has to be one of my favorite features of any game ever. It's like, hey, I got a base, and now it's flying. Seriously, what kind of gravity do you need on planets to pull something like that off? What is it made of? Balsa wood or something? Seriously, that's just ridiculous. Starson has done exactly the same thing, starting to churn out his SCVs, as he still does not have his siege modes on his siege tanks. Dear God, man, what are you doing? He's opted to go for Vikings instead. As TLO is way, way, way ahead of Tarson already. He's already gotten 2 gas refineries already up, trying to get that Vespine gas out. And well, these minerals are running out quickly for TLO. Let's see on the other side. You know, Tarson has got still a significant chunk. And let me see at a mineral count. Which button was that? Yeah, spending. Yeah, TLO's way, 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 way ahead. He's almost 500 away, and technology-wise, he's ahead of the pack as well. Unit-wise, though, ooh, that's a lot of Vikings and a Banshee. That's a lot of Vikings. That could hurt. That could hurt significantly if he goes after the expansion. Mecha Tengu go! No, he's not, because Tarson has done the same thing with his Vikings, and the siege tanks on the ground will make sure that he won't be able to deploy. This Viking is actually not doing so. Is actually, yeah, hounding Tarson's base into shrapnel. TLO has decided to go for the ground attack. There we go. Siege tanks are going to go down. Nicely done. And Tarson's initial expansion is gone. He has nothing remaining. As these Vikings are just sitting on the ground, kicking ass. And he's just moving even more Vikings in. What's he doing in the base, though? Another factory. And the starport continues to churn out these Vikings. Yeah, with this reactor on there, you can double build, obviously, apparently. So that's something I just learned. But this command center is just floating away, and Tarson's economy is on its ass. As more and more branches come in. Tarson is trying to get more Vikings out. But TLO is already moving in even more Vikings as we speak. And these Banshees are sitting on the ground, are making hell for Tarson's base. As all of the SCVs are on their way, and a couple of Hellions come now in the boot as well, trying to take out as many of these Marines as they can. Do they have Infernal Pre-Igniter though? No, they don't. No, they won't. As the Siege Tank is going to go down. There we go. Siege Tank is down, and as soon as his orbital command is dead, Tarson will have the cold get game because TLO will just pound the head of the economy now. He can Tarson is. There's no way in hell that he can come back from this. TLO's ahead just a smidgen faster, a smidgen too far. As Tarson's actually trying to build an additional reactor on towards the starport, but that's just not going to happen. Trying to get mules down as fast as he can, but as long as these Thors are here, he's still doing the damage. Ooh, this command center is almost down. He's actually going after the supply depot. Now the Vikings are deploying. There we go. This Viking's going to go down. Tarson can... Yeah, there's no way Tarson's going to win this. Good game being called as TLO wins here on day number 19 of 30 days with Vikings versus Vikings, Terran versus Terran on Incineration. What a game. Very interesting plays early on as well. You could see that TLO was getting ahead in the economy early on, and as soon as he started harassing the initial expansion, it was curtains for Tarson. There's no way he could have come back from that. This has been A-Spec here on Quad V for day number 19 or 30 days. Tomorrow we're not going to have TLO. No, we're not going to have TLO for tomorrow. So all the TLO fans can do a big ah. Ah, that's right. And I'm going to do something else because I've done a little bit too much of TLO in the last couple days. I'm sure his big brother won't mind if I do that. In the meanwhile, though, leave your comments below, whether or not you're on YouTube or on the quadv.com website. And I will looking forward to read those. Regardless, though, we'll see you tomorrow. My name has been A-Spec here, and I wish you all a good night.